Hi, it's Britt, world champion and 7-time master of sport in kettlebell sport training. In this video, I'm gonna be teaching you how to perform the Kettlebell Sumo Squat. I'll also be sharing a few ways that I like to spice up my sumo squat, so make sure you stick around to the end for that. The sumo squat strengthens your glutes, quads, and inner thighs. It's a great way to strengthen your legs and to target your adductor muscles. The sumo squat uses a wide stance with your toes pointed out, which is gonna help target the inner thighs. Exactly how wide of a stance you use depends on your mobility and personal preference. Wider isn't necessarily better. It's most important the stance you use is pain-free and appropriate for your range of motion. You have options for how to hold your kettlebell for the sumo squat. You can hold the kettlebell between the legs. You could hold the kettlebell in a goblet position. You could hold it in a bottoms up position, or you could hold it in the rack position. Rack, bottoms up, and goblet position are all gonna increase the demand on your arms and your abs versus holding the kettlebell between the legs is purely gonna keep the focus on your legs. To perform the sumo squat, you're gonna sink your butt down, push your knees outward, keep your chest up and abs engaged. Then you're gonna push into the floor as you stand up and contract your glutes at the top. How low should you go on your sumo squat? It depends on your flexibility and how well you're able to maintain your tension in your muscles throughout the range of motion. Lower isn't necessarily better. Sometimes when we try to force ourselves to go as low as possible, we end up compensating with a different area of the body, often the back. So when in doubt, stay a little more shallow than you think. You wanna make sure that you're able to maintain the same pelvis position and back position throughout the entire exercise. If you feel like you're starting to lose it, if you're starting to round through your spine or tuck your tailbone under, you're likely trying to push your range of motion further than you need to. When in doubt, reduce your range of motion and get strong there. You can always increase your range of motion later. One other aspect of the sumo squat I'd like to mention is breathing. As you're performing the sumo squat, you're gonna think about taking an inhale as you lower and an exhale as you stand back up to the top. This is going to ensure core engagement and pressure in your abdominal cavity, which will protect your spine. Now I'm gonna share a few ways that I love to spice up the kettlebell sumo squat. The first way is I like to slow it down and use a tempo of 4 counts down, 4 counts up. So it's gonna look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is going to increase your time under tension and you can get a lot of benefits to your strength, even with a light kettlebell. The second way I like to spice up the sumo squat is to add a pulse in the bottom position. So you'll come down, do a little pulse, and then straighten your legs all the way at the top. This is gonna benefit you in the same way as slowing it down will, by increasing the time under tension. The last way I like to spice up my sumo squat is to add a heel raise at the bottom, so coming up onto the toes, or you could try staying up on your toes throughout the entire range of motion. This is really gonna challenge your balance and help your calves and feet get more engaged. That's gonna wrap up my kettlebell sumo squat tutorial. What do you think of the kettlebell sumo squat? Do you like it, dislike it, or somewhere in between? Let me know in the comments.